herbal, whatever. These two fragrances right here are supposed to be duping Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Male Le Parfum. I don't have Le Male Le Parfums, so I can't give you a comparison to that, but I can tell you how these two are similar, how these two are different, and which one I prefer.
Round one, fight.
Let's first talk about what's obvious, which is the bottles. Here we have Rayhaan Elixir. Take a look at the bottle. This one has this intricate outer shell, and then the Kingdom a little bit more understated, I guess you could say. They're both gold. I think they're both trying to imitate the same thing, which is like this Art Deco, like this old style hotels that are very excessive opulence. This is what this is giving. To me, Rayhaan Elixir has the best opening. It is sweeter, it is kind of brighter. It hits you with that immediate citrusiness and mint, very comforting sweetness. I really like this opening. The Kingdom has a very different opening than Rayhaan Elixir. The Kingdom opens a lot greener. You get immediate herbal note. There's a vanilla there, but it's mostly just herbal, mostly just like floral herbal notes that this immediately hits you with. So the citrus notes that are present in Rayhaan Elixir that makes it a bright, beautiful opening are absent in the Kingdom. This is greener, this is sweeter. So let's talk about notes. Let's start with Rayhaan. The top notes of mint and bergamot, the middle notes of lavender and benzoin, and the base notes of vanilla and tonka bean. The Kingdom's notes, the top notes are lavender, mint, and sage. The middle notes are vanilla, tobacco, orange blossom, and then the base notes are tonka bean, benzoin, and labdanum. When you take the comparison note for note, you can immediately tell where the differences lie. Rayhaan, obviously with the tonka bean, the vanilla, the benzoin is leaning towards sweeter scents, the warmer scent. This is a more comforting scent. Versus the Kingdom with lavender, mint, sage, and tobacco is leaning towards aromatic scents. If you didn't tell me that these two scents were imitating the same scent, I wouldn't be able to tell you that they are close to each other. It feels more like they're cousins rather than they're sisters. In terms of projection and longevity, I can tell you that Rayhaan is a moderate performer compared to Lattafa's fantastic performer. Rayhaan projects at start from 4 to 6 feet. Then immediately after maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours, it'll die down to maybe 2 feet, 1 foot. And maybe in about 3-4 hours, it'll become a skin scent. It won't continue projecting after that. It'll just be a personal bubble. This will definitely need to be resprayed among hour 4 or 5 to regain its longevity, regain its boost of projection. The Kingdom, on the other hand, is a monster projector. When you spray it, it'll project out maybe 6-8 feet, and it dies down to maybe 4 feet by hour 4, and it'll keep projecting maybe 2 feet around you throughout the entire experience. This doesn't really become a skin scent at any point. It'll just keep projecting constantly. It's a strong performer. It's not necessarily a beast mode. So it's one of the stronger performers for Lattafa. If performance is the deal breaker for you, then definitely the Kingdom is the one that you're looking for. One thing to note is that this one, since it's a weaker performer, it also lends it to be more versatile in different situations, office, dating, etc. Because it will not choke out the room, it will not dominate every space. So it's more appealing to be used in a close quarter environment versus this one, since it's so aggressive and so strong and such a projector that it is possible to use it too much or overspray it too much and choke out the room. Rayhaan Elixir has been around for a while, and based on that, I could get a lot of information in terms of what's positive, what's negative, etc. about this. But Lattafa's The Kingdom has been around relatively recently. It's a brand new addition to the Lattafa family, but there's still a lot of reviews about it, so I could get some information on it. In terms of positives, people really like the smoothness, people really like how versatile this is, and people really like how cheap this is. This is essentially $20, and you can get it for even less if you get coupons on it. So this is one of the most inexpensive scents out there. In terms of positives for this one is a longevity beast and a projection beast. And people say that it's very, very close to Le Male. So those are the positives for this. In terms of the negative things people have been saying about these, they say that Rayhaan is maybe a little bit too synthetic or overly sweet. So maybe it's a little too much for people. In terms of the Kingdom, people think that it is overpowering. Overall, these two have been receiving glowing reviews online. Very few people have negative things to say about these, so you can't really go wrong with either of them. Let's check in on Rayhaan, see how she's doing. So there is a lot of sweetness there. There's a little bit of mint. There is a little bit of floweriness or floral notes in the background. It is very comforting. It is very warm. It is very sweet. It's not overpoweringly sweet. It's not a gourmand by any means. That bergamot did not go away. The citrus brightness is also there to help elevate this to something else. Overall, this is a very good scent. I really like this. The Kingdom, on the other hand, as the top notes go away, you are kept with the tobacco. You are kept with a sense of leather that's there. There's a little bit of vanilla somewhere in the corner of the room, just barely there. There's almost no citrus. There's very little sweetness. There's a sharpness there and floral notes. So this is a lot more aromatic, a lot more herbaceous than Rayhaan Elixir. They don't seem like similar scents that much. They seem like in the general vicinity, but not sisters at all. The Kingdom always seemed very aggressive. When I sprayed it originally on myself and I experienced it, this is the same experience I'm having. Rayhaan Elixir mellows down and feels comfortable to wear. The Kingdom seems sharper and seems more aggressive. It's more sophisticated, it's more complicated. So in terms of complexity, in terms of nicheness, the Kingdom definitely takes the cake. In terms of wearable, I think Rayhaan takes the cake. It's hard to compare these two because they seem to serve very different masters. They seem to serve very different purposes. My suggestion is if you are looking for one of the two, think about what you're wearing it for. If it's a daily wear, I would probably aim for Elixir. If it's for something to use on dates or something to impress people, I would probably lean more towards the Kingdom. Think about it this way. Rayhaan Elixir is for your life of the party person, right? You're confident, you're approachable, you are someone who smiles easily. It's a person who fits well in almost every social situation. That's Rayhaan Elixir. Maybe that's you. The Kingdom, on the other hand, is more like a modern gentleman, a savant, a person who is bold, unique, and niche, knows who he is and what he represents. It is unapologetically different. So that's the kind of person that the Kingdom is expressing. Now, the Kingdom won't be for everybody. Rayhaan will probably be for most. That's the difference here. Life of the party versus your statesman. These are your two different situations. Personal taste. These are my personal tastes. They're both fantastic. So I will preface this by saying they're both really, 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 really good. They're both fantastic. But in terms of my personal tastes, I would give this a 9, mainly because the performance isn't there, so it's not a 10. And I would give this maybe an 8.5, mainly because it's not that sweet. Now, what I'm thinking is, what happens if you combine these two? They're both really good. They just fit different situations. They don't really serve the same purpose.
Friendship.
They're cheap enough to get both. If you want to fit both niches, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, guys. Please comment, like, subscribe, and always remember to smell your best. See ya.